Alright, let's see how this looks today. Oh, gotta pop this chat out. And maybe that'll work like I want it to. Nope, didn't grab the chat. Have to do it myself. Hey, how's it going? Rao Shah, hopefully this stuff's useful to you. I need to fix one little screen capture real quick. Give me 1 second. We'll use that one there. Alright. That looks good enough, I guess. That's fine. That's good enough. Oh, what's moving in the back? Back there's moving. Okay. So I want to make sure I've got the right stuff kind of organized right. That's good enough. Alright, that's good enough for government work. Got my lab stuff going on over here so you guys can see what's going on in Putty. Alright, we're doing the same thing as we did earlier. I'm just kind of hanging out. If you guys have questions about Linux or want to ask me about any of that stuff, I'll try to answer them as best I can. Otherwise, I'm just kind of working in the lab. I've got... Oh, where's that little guy at? Hold on. Should be at least one screen capture. Let me see if I hide him. There we go. Alright, yeah, that's another screen capture we can use too. So, let me make that right there. That looks... That's good enough. Alright. So, that should be spinning for us, and if there's anything around that you guys want to talk about from earlier, there's Ranger Dog. He's had all this food for the day, so don't worry about him. He's doing pretty well. So I am going to sit over here and work on stuff, and if you guys have any questions for me or you want to see anything, let me know. Yeah, and Zabear, I got a lot done earlier, so I figure I'd kind of hang out and keep working and doing the same thing. So, you know, if people want to talk about stuff. ICQ, how's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing all right. Yeah. I am working on... it's kind of like co-working sessions, so you guys aren't really seeing what I'm working on, but if you guys have questions, yeah, Enzo Bear, go to bed. You know, I'd rather you go to bed and be ready for tomorrow. I mean, I've got tomorrow off too, so I'm going to be mostly off, but I'm working, right? Yeah, the VOD will be on the YouTube side of things, so everything is over on the YouTube side of things now, so it's easier to catch up with stuff. So, let's go to Ansible. So I'm grabbing some Ansible monitoring stuff out of the system. And let me throw this over here. All reports can be found in let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Looks good. Not that so much. Yeah, hold on. This is General Firewall. I'm not going to do anything anymore. Interesting. You're not going to work on anything? Yeah, ICQ. What kind of jobs have you been looking for? Have you been... I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff I was working on with, like, all the Linux... I had all the Linux job boards, and we were just going through all the stuff you guys needed to know for them. So I've done that quite a bit lately to try to help people get ready. Do you know what you're trying to find, ICQ? I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're looking for. I think one of the things about systems engineering world is we never know what we're going to land in. Everything regarding computer science, which is your scope. Yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean, look, electrical engineers, computer science majors, network engineers, it's such a wide open thing. You may be a computer science guy and find yourself working on like AI for cars. You could find yourself, a networking engineer working on low-level programmable logic controllers for industrial apps or something. I've seen the weird, like, I think of it like, the places you'll go. Like, there's so many strange things I think that can come from being a systems engineer or a software, computer science type. You can find yourself in all kinds of different places. So, all right, I am over on another screen that you guys can't see. I am just building presentations and walking through different stuff that's available. And Ansible monitoring. Let's see. Daily health check. So I like daily health checks of systems. I don't know how much any of you guys like that, but let me show you guys something real quick. I'm going to pull up the Discord for 1 second here. And let me make the Discord pop up. I think with that, that should make Discord pop up. Hold on. Where's he at? Didn't pop up, huh? Alright, well. Guess I gotta go fix that, that thing. So give me 1 second here. The source probably needs to be fixed to... Where's Discord at? Strange, I don't see a Discord on there. I wonder if it's because it doesn't have the streamer or the streamer mode was on. Let me see if I can get back in there. Hold on. That, and then still no. There it is. Okay, so here's our Discord. He should be visible. I don't know why he's not. Nope. He should be visible. Alright, give me 1 more second here, guys. Discord all the way in the front, and then make him the default for that. There. Done. Alright, there he is finally. Alright. So what I was going to show you guys is, yeah, ICQ, you can't let it get down, man. You just got to keep working, you know. Yeah. You just got to keep working on getting in the field. Where, I was going to show you guys something. I've forgotten what it was. I literally don't remember. All right, well, we won't worry about that. I guess we'll get back to that later. We got plenty of project stuff to work on. Um, oh, I know what I was going to show you guys. Hold on. So here in our Discord, if you go to our sandbox, which is right here, you'll see when I do my alerts every day. And these alerts show how to get into our Prologue servers and which servers exist in the environment, and if any users have logged into them, and all of these kind of things. These only show some of these nodes. They don't show all the other ones. Killa, yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out, working on... you guys can't even see what I'm working on, but I'm working on some stuff for a project that I'm building. And then I'm showing you guys different stuff that we're working on. This was the EI car file. Some of you remember this from, we did a lab earlier on Clam AV, and I was showing you guys how you can go and you can get your own file and verify that you have a virus or whatever. You worked on a subnet calculator? Nice. How was that? Did you learn anything good, or were you just messing around? So. And then we were playing with Portswigger. Some of you guys have been in Portswigger. It's got a free academy that'll show you all kinds of stuff. So we were messing around with that a little bit. All right, let me get that out of the way. Let's, oh man, I am like, I don't know if I'm getting sick or what's going on. Yeah, variable length subnet masking will get you Killa for sure. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way. So I'm going to move that down, and I'm going to say new slide. New checks could be added in Ansible. So oops. So they would make our new checks here. And the report is over in templates. This is how they would do new checks. All right. Excuse me. And make that a little smaller so it fits. Let me make that a little smaller so it fits. I need to do a whole slideshow to make sure that it looks good. All right, where can I find that? In the Discord? Your voice out. Yeah, I'm not doing good, man. Like I'm falling down quick. But here's the thing: I didn't want to go to bed this early because it's only 8:30 here, and the wife's gone. And I feel like I should do some just degen late night Linux, you know, like just hang out and build stuff. So yeah, if my voice sounds jacked, I guess we are where we are, right? I guess we get to be where we're at here. Did I close that down? I should not have minimized that if I did, because then it's not going to keep moving. Late night Linux. Yeah, Q, how late is it for you? I think you're in some other time, aren't you? Oh man, sorry guys. I just realized I've been missing everything. This is the problem with the internet, man. Sorry guys over on the YouTube side of things. Mariano, I've missed everything you've said. I apologize. KVM gave you some errors. Checked KVM. And then my channel's gold. How did I find this on YouTube? Um, how did I find this? Like, yeah. Well, the thing, SJ, on YouTube is everything that we do is just we're just messing around here, right? Like this is me. I mean, I do some serious stuff here, but mostly, if you guys want to like catch the full effect of our group, you got to be down in the Discord because that's where guys are hanging out and they're talking shop and they're talking about jobs and things that are going on. So, yeah, hopefully this stuff's more useful to you guys down there. Oh, 1125 New York City. Yeah, so Q, you're not probably too far from Fisherman then. He's up in New York, but I don't think he's in the city. I think he lives outside the city. But oh, we were doing Killer Coda earlier, so we were doing some of our creator labs and stuff. Maybe we'll do some of that later. Depends on where the night takes me. Depends on how many of these things I get done. So I'm up to 49 here now. So that's good. And I'm going to start putting together my lab book. So I've got a lab book that I'm going to be doing. That sounds right, Q. Yeah, he's further upstate. Yeah, tomorrow we're doing Linux, but I'm kind of messing around. One, I think I'm getting like real stuffy. So, and you're working on notes for the NFS tomorrow. Were you here when I was showing the stuff on Excalidraw? Have you seen how Excalidraw kind of works? There's some really cool. I can't believe how cool this little thing is. Like Excalidraw was already a pretty cool little program, but then you can generate stuff like this. Like I was in here in their little AI. Yeah, they've got their little AI, and you just come in here and say, 4 servers connected to another server on NFS, and let's just see what it generates. It already did. Yeah, this is all free. Well, they haven't charged me anything. But you could also run it. There's a version. So this is different than the other one. So I could add this, and then I could, back this out and compare it and go, well, which one of these do I like, right? Which one of these do I think is better for the case that I'm building or whatever? Yeah, they haven't charged me anything yet. But they've got that, and then they've got this other cool one called Mermaid. So if you guys haven't seen how Mermaid works, you can have these levels. So server, kernel, disk, but then you say A to B and then A to C, and it'll draw like this. And then I could probably go like, maybe so I think I could just start making these now, right? So D would be, some other thing, and close that up, and then I can say like, can I do AC over to D like that? That's not going to register right. So maybe I have to go A to D, and then maybe I have to, or no, sorry, like B to D, and then, no, it's case sensitive, and then also C to D, and then that we would have that. So that's kind of cool. I mean, you could like build kind of like a logical set of things. Yeah, and it just builds this thing for you, and then you can just go insert it and say, okay, that's how this thing flows, right? And I mean, look, you could also draw that, but it's like it just. I have this thing that I was taught early on in my career by one of my managers. She was a colonel in the Air Force, and she used to always say it's very hard to start from a blank page. Oh, Mermaid is also supporting GitHub, so you could use GitHub to generate this stuff. That's pretty cool. Or you could probably generate stuff, I imagine, over there too. So that I could see myself using that if I needed to. This was the one that was generated earlier, and I actually kind of like that one, the network one. But I could grab this and I could turn this into part of a presentation very quickly, change the little pieces that I wanted to, modify how things are looking. So, all right, there you go. Oh yeah, by the way, I shouldn't crunch these on screen, but one of the things that happened recently, and I've been kind of playing this up because I think it's fun. A lot of you guys have been hanging out down in the Discord, down the study groups, and I think that's great. That's like one of the best things I think to happen in the last couple weeks with our Linux systems administration is more people have been going down there and working on stuff with each other. And you'll find out that like you progress a lot faster when you're bouncing ideas off each other and oh, hey, I don't know how I found that out, but I know how to do this one thing. Because I've watched engineers that have been in the industry a long time sit together for a few minutes and start picking up stuff from each other really quickly and go like, oh, this is really, I pick up some of my best stuff by stealing it off of other guys, and I know they've gotten good stuff from me too. So it's like back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, we used to only be down there, Q, for some weekly meetings, and people have been down there studying quite a bit lately. So that's, I actually really like that. That's one of my maybe favorite things of recent time that's been happening down there, is you guys have been actually doing, doing stuff down in Discord. So, all right, let me get that out of the way. So I have those Kubernetes. How do you do Kubernetes system checkout? Like Kubernetes get nodes, get NS, check the pods, check the system for all the pods working right. Validating services are pointing to the right system stuff. That's pretty good. I might redo this picture because this picture that I have over here looks like crap. I know you guys can't see what I'm talking about, but you should be able to see this though. If I pull this up, my putty should be able to be, yeah, so I could put my putty in front if you guys need to see anything over here, specifically any of the werewolf stuff that we've been doing. So that yeah. I think too, another thing about it is, I don't want to say it's like a health of a Discord server, but there's definitely some aspect of, like, when there's people down there talking and stuff, it gets other people more involved, I think. So that's actually been a good thing. You know, I think that's going to get more people to feel comfortable in there working on stuff. So, all right. Let me pull up this other thing I'm working on. And CD, so I think I can get a better image than I have for this one here. And let me see here. What is my SFTP client of choice? I guess I've just used the one that comes with open. I don't think I've used a special one. Oh yeah, that looks way better. I don't think I've used a special one. I don't do a whole lot of SFTP. I've mostly only ever used it to talk to Red Hat. So I guess I just use whatever one is kind of already there. Yeah. I mean, I do SCP most everything anywhere. I've only used SFTP to talk to. So back in the day, Red Hat used to have, it was like a 2 gig or something limit on their web page. So if you wanted to send them bigger, like SOS files or like big files out of your environment of logs and stuff, back in the day, you had to use their SFTP. So you used to have to use it, and even then, I just use SFTP client right out of the browser. Right out of the command line. I didn't do anything special with it. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, fucking SOS reports. Yeah. God. You know what? I need to actually. Oh no, I don't need to put that in the system because the system's a Rocky system, so I don't need to do that. But that's actually kind of funny. What else? What else do we got? Oh, my sound is back. My sound was busted earlier. I couldn't see when you guys did follows. So, thanks for the follow. I don't know what that name is. I'm just gonna say asking. You want just? I don't know what that is. All right. I gotta check some kubectl stuff out. So kubectl get nodes, and okay, so Kubernetes system checkout. I think I've done everything that you would do for a normal Kubernetes system checkout. Pods dot slice, cube pods, cube pod. I don't even know what that is. So I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't know K3s very well at all. Status. Man. I did not, man. Yeah, Q, I'm running, K3s in an environment that I'm in. Yeah, oh, nice, okay. K3, yeah, Q, I'm running K3s in an environment I'm in, and I didn't choose it. That's just what's happening. That just is it's like that's just what it happens to be. So let me check K3 agent service and then K3. So yeah, K3s. So, any cube, K3 node, any K3's nodes service checkout will be the K3 service running, which is fine. That was a design choice made before me. So that will be there. And then the other thing that I need to show is, yeah, guys, I had like a sneezing fit after I got off stream earlier, and I might have a sneezing fit right now too. I can tell I'm about to start sneezing all over again. And I don't have like nice sneezing fits. Like the wife makes fun of me about my sneezing fits. Like I'm crying over here because of my nose running and stuff. Oh man, like a faucet. My tears and my snot. All right. I'm good. Shake it off. So we are using it not in a prod environment. We are using it in an environment that, don't worry, that was a dry side of this. We are using it to, it's almost like it was put on as a test case. So it's almost like a dev on top of some. So what happens in high performance compute sometimes is the entirety of the system is kind of prod. The entirety of the system. And it's all, and some, man, high performance compute's the weirdest environment you'll ever be in. Like, when I did platform engineering, I had 2,000 Linux boxes, and like, let's say I think about 300 of them were hard prod. They had the name P on the front of them. P meant prod instead of like N, which meant non-prod. And those prod boxes were hard prod boxes, all 300 of them. But in a high performance compute system, it's almost like the whole system is prod, but like as long as 70% of it's up, you're good because you're running your prod workloads, and the other part of it people dick around in and do stuff in, and it's like, well, it's all non-prod. And you're like, yeah, but that node's been down for 4 months. And they're like, It's like high performance compute environments are some of the weirdest environments I've ever been in. Where, anyways, where I'm going with this is on the production servers. What I'm working on is on production servers, but I've been on the calls with the contractor that we're the subcontractor to this, and then the customer, and they're like, nah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And we're like, we stood up Kubernetes for you guys, and they're like, that's like the sound they make. They're like, nah, we don't care. We care a little. Did it say in the contract that you'd have something that was Kubernetes like? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, all right, that looks good. Is that a Kubernetes? And we're like, yeah, that's a Kubernetes. You can have one a Kubernetes. And they're like, okay. K8s, if you will. No, K3s. It's Kubernetes Lite. It's so weird, man. It's just so weird. And Kubernetes is like the new Linux, where it's like they just think you're sitting there casting spells, and as long as the Kubernetes is Kuberneting, they don't know. Look at my things trying to figure out what I'm saying right now. It's the Kubernetes. All right, so let me grab this other thing. So what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing out some things from these servers and showing what you would see on like a working system. So any of the checkout services are going to be kind of like almost like show services for these guys. Because I'm going to be showing this. So the training I'm giving is to a bunch of admins. And they're going to be on the server. They should be on the cluster while I'm talking to them. And I'm going to have them do a lot of these commands. I'm going to have them like go to the servers and do the things and kind of hold them and check them out and see like, yeah, that is working. And if that wasn't working, we'd be able to see it right here. Yeah, one Kuberneting. Yeah. Give me all to Kubernetes. T-E-H Kubernetes. That's funny. All right, is this thing rotating? Oh, yeah. Let me go back to here. You guys can't even see the thing I want you to see. Let me hide my putty for a little bit. There you go. All right, yeah, that thing will go back to spinning here in a second. So, I have now 51 total slides on one of them, so that's good. That's the most I've had on any of them. Let's go check the other ones. Let's see, how are we doing on the other one? 29, and still 8, I think. 8. Oh yeah, so that one's not doing too good. The one with only 8 is not doing too good, but we're getting there. I'd like to, by the end of the weekend, have maybe, let's say, 60 in each, because that would be half all the way up. So I'm not counting today as the end of the weekend. I'm counting tomorrow as the end of the weekend, because it's a long weekend. So that's what we're doing. Who here is familiar with the Higgs boson? Do you guys know what that particle is? That's an old Dilbert comic that I thought was hilarious about the Higgs boson. Yeah, man, my voice is rough right now. It's all falling apart. But I don't want to. I know if I get off of here, I'll just go back to watching like bullshit on Hulu and Netflix, and I won't get anything done. So I figure I'll just stay on here and keep working. So that'll keep me working on what I need to. All right, so. Let me go do some network check, some network device checks. When they're connected to a server. All right, more stuff to add there. More stuff to add there. Where are all my network devices then? More Etsy hosts. All right. Rack devices. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like we're missing one here. Well, there we go. Yeah, Ops to Dev. Yeah, Dilbert's still to this day one of my favorite comics. One of the ones that made me laugh probably the hardest ever was, and I didn't even know what Agile was back then, but it was so funny to me. This is still to this day one of my favorites. Where's that? Here, hold on. Turn that off. Back here. Nope. Why is it going to LinkedIn? Come on here. Let's just go open image in a new tab. There we go. Try something called Agile programming. That means no more planning, no more documenting. Just start writing code and complaining. I'm glad it has a name. That was your training. That's just... Yeah, I mean, I think Scott Adams was really witty and sharp for his time, and he was obviously in that space quite a bit, so that's kind of a value. Hey, thanks for the subscriptions and the follows and all that stuff. If I missed any of them, I apologize. It's kind of weird because, like, the terminology is different between the two environments, so I'll just say thanks for being here, guys, and keep working on stuff. Let's go connecting. I don't even know if I can use this slide because it's so small. All right, we'll go with that for now. I'm going to say connecting to the network. And we would just say like SSH admin at rack 01 T1. And then I just need to know. Give me a second here, guys. I'm grabbing some documentation for this other thing I'm doing. Oh, shit. Copy. All right. I'm going to say for navigating the CLI, it's very similar to IO Cisco. Navigating the CLI is all the same type of stuff. Very similar to the Cisco iOS. And that is, oops. T. All right. So I'm up to 54 slides in there. I'm really cooking right now. That's kind of good. Oh, I'm missing. How's it going, Willer D'Souza? Hopefully this stuff's useful to you, or Weiler D'Souza. Hopefully this is kind of useful. I mean, right now I don't expect this to be so useful to you guys because we're kind of just working on doing. I'm really just kind of working on a different screen and kind of co-working while I'm kind of hanging out here. So if you guys have questions for me about the Linux type stuff that I do, or you want to join the Discord, or you want to do any of that stuff, let me know. But otherwise, I am just kind of checking stuff out and grabbing information out of my system and building up this training doc that I'm doing. Let's see. What was I going to say? I was going to check for backup of configs. So how would we? I guess reasonably you can just. So you just capture everything out of Super Nerd. Going through your killer code at Ansible Labs now. They're helping a lot. Good. I'm glad. That's that Ansible stuff. I've been running Ansible since 2013, and I've used it for various of different reasons as an admin in my career. And I'd say I really kind of pivoted towards all Ansible probably about 2018, and me and my brother both did that. We were both working together at AAA at the time, and it. I don't want to say it like changed the way we did everything, but it did make us both much more efficient in what we did, and it made a lot of the stuff moving forward in the company a lot easier the way we did stuff. So, and I think Ansible can change the way you do systems administration for sure, and I think it can definitely change the way you do engineering, because you could do everything repeated the exact same way, even in a CH root environment of like a build out of a server. I used it recently for all my stigging of this project I'm actually on. I used it down, just grabbing everything and pulling everything out of and updating these different environments and stuff. And it was super easy to do. It's super repeatable, which is probably the most important thing, because I'll tell you what, you make me do 100 commands, you'll have 99 errors, right? But you have me do it in Ansible, and I won't make any mistakes because the Ansible will just work. So, yeah, I'm glad if that stuff's useful to you. 54. Okay, so I'm up to 54 over here now. So I'm going to update my thing here. 54 slides. So I'm trying to get to 60 on all of them. So my first one is almost to 60. So I'll get more info there. And navigating the CLI. What else did I say we would do for this one? We would do verifying, backing up the switch, checking the MAC address table, checking the port status. If you're in this, you do exit show IP int brief. see what ports are up and down. New slide. Showing active ports. Didn't want to do that. All right. Cancel. Mac. Over here. Hey, Robdom, how's it going? We're doing good. We're kind of co-working, so I'm kind of hanging out and not working super hard, but I'm working on a different screen, and then we've just got stuff spinning up there. So if people have any questions about any of that, they can ask it. But hopefully everything's going well with you, Robdom. Apparently I'm like, I don't know if it's just like when it's finally cooling off in Phoenix. Like it's 82 outside right now with the sun down for a few hours. But it's like, it's weird. It's like when it starts to cool off, it affects me. I don't know if it's like a allergy thing or something. But I am going to, show MAC address. Show MAC address table. So we can map we want to map add MAC addresses to ports. That's always an important skill to have in the systems world. You want to know how to do that, because sometimes you got to figure out where things are mapped up and drawn from and all that good stuff. You just, like, if your documentation's bad, sometimes you have to, and we've tried to document the system well as we've built it, but you have to sometimes go back through and figure something out, right? So that's what we're doing. Hi Scott, about project for Linux course. If I want to do monitoring with Prometheus, Node Exporter, and Grafana, can you suggest more ideas of what I should focus on to monitor with these tools? I would say do start simple and then get more complex. So I would tell you, simply start with, can you monitor CPU, memory, disk, and network? Those are the big four, right? And if you can monitor those, then you can go monitor whatever else you want. But it's almost like if you told me you wanted to get into finish carpentry, right? Like finish carpentry is like the real nice, like little stuff, and I'd say, well, how's your rough end carpentry? How's your, like they call it, I think it's called like framing or whatever. I don't know. But how's that going for you? Can you swing a hammer at least before we go try to do these harder things? My point is, the big four are the major ones that matter 90-something% of the time. We can track whatever we want. So, I mean, but if you want to track smaller things, or if you want to track, let's say you want to track specialty stuff with like Kubernetes, Kubernetes, I would go look into like FluentD, because FluentD can feed data in there for you. I would look into maybe a black box exporter of specifically what you want to send. I would look into writing something on your own and sending it to a push gateway. Now there's drawbacks of all three of those things I just said, but as a net they're positive, so you can learn and figure out what you wanted to do kind of from there. But so that would be my recommendation is, can you track the first big four things, uh, um, CPU, memory, disk, and network? Once you can do those, then I would go focus on the other parts. That would be me if it were me doing it all over again. Because by the way, when I do stuff in a network, that's the first thing I try to do is track the power, the space, sorry, the power, space, and cooling, the CPU, the memory, the disk, and the network. Those are the big four. All right, I'm up to 56 on this one now. I got 56 real quick. All right. I can close that off. And tomorrow I'm going to focus on kind of finishing up the last of the other stuff. That's up to 56. All right. So I'm at 56 out of 120, 29 out of 120, 29 out of 120, and 8 out of 120. So the 8's not very high. I should do that first and then ask more than. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Twan, the other thing, I'll show you one other thing. Hold on. Let me pop up the Discord real quick and let me make it visible so you guys can see the Discord. If you want like my 1 hour rundown on Discord, if you go on our presentations, actually, sorry, it's in the projects channel. If you go to our projects channel, and you got to go up a little bit because we've been using the projects channel for this Linux stuff, go up just a little bit. I've got the stuff on Prometheus, but if you go up just a little bit before this, you'll get our monitoring deep dive project guide. And then, so the monitoring deep dive is a project we did about a year and a half ago, I think. And it is about how you monitor systems, what you would monitor and all that stuff. And the project up here, that was somebody put their actual project guide back in so you guys could see it. So if you wanted some examples of doing it, and then there's the original project, there's a PowerPoint, and then the deep dive with labs. So those are the two things you want, and there's also a YouTube video on it as well. So I did record it when we originally did it, and I thought it went well. I don't know how much people liked it, but I tried to do it in a way that worked for everybody. So all right, that's the other thing I'd go kind of work on there. All right. I need to keep going from this, but I do think I need more water. So I'm going to take a break real quick. It's almost an hour in. I'm going to grab some water real quick. Oh, excuse me, man. Let's put up Ranger Cam for a minute. There, you guys can check on Ranger while I'm gone. I'll be back. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Doing a project related security, but might go simpler since I'm fairly new. Yeah, Robodom, do whatever's interesting to you. Find a project on something that's similar, and then work on that. Right? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be something groundbreaking. You could implement something somebody else had already designed. That's what we do a lot of times. I mean, a lot of times as engineers, we're just fitting something to an environment that somebody needs. Oh, my ops genie just went off. My on-call has turned on, so I'm the on-call now, so that's fun. It's because we start on Monday morning. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'll be back, guys. Robodom's in charge, so I get back. Yeah, Robodom. I tell people all the time, my whole career's been built around doing simple things well. I don't need to do super complex things. I don't need to hit NeoVim at 160 words a minute and never touch my hand, never take my hands off the keyboard. I don't need to do that. I get plenty of stuff done. But my voice is going quick. So, let's I might write something to back up all the switches. That would be a fun little Ansible thing. Just hit them all. No, tomorrow. So my on-call has started for a non-operational system, but we are in a 30-day burn-in test. So what a burn-in test looks like for a high-performance compute system is this. We have to maintain a certain amount of workload across the cluster. We need to maintain an availability in that cluster of, I'm just going to throw some numbers out. They're not exactly the numbers we're going for, but the availability of 272 nodes across this cluster has to be 97%, I believe, for the 30 days. So it kind of sucks because we got a couple of nodes hard down, and our primary on this, we're the secondary on the contract. The primary on it does all the hardware because they own a big company called Dell that does all the hardware, and they're leaving some of the nodes down, and that's going to hurt us in acceptance. Then the other thing we have to do is keep 70% utilization across all the nodes the entirety of the time as well, which works out well for us because we can just spin them up with LinPack and HPL tests and stuff like that. But so no, I don't. I'm not in a production environment like that, but I am in an environment that if things went down, I would need to be on it. So, so this could be. I could be called out tonight. I don't think I will be, but I could be called out tonight, even though the system's not completely fully online right now. All right, so let's see. I've shown how to do these things. I can start going and doing those things. So I've got a set of like kind of notes that I had put together before, and now I'm going through and I'm taking that doc that was like my outline doc, and as I'm putting it into my training, I'm doing strike through it so I can see that's there. I'm a heavy sleeper, just imagining myself in your shoes. Yeah, well, I'm not going to be happy tonight with this congestion, but I've been using those. My wife started doing those breathe right strips that go on outside of your nose, and I got a whole bunch of these little ones that go inside your nose, and she's like, I can't do those. They bug her. So I was like, all right, I'll see if I can do them, and I just can stuff them up my nose. They don't bother me, but they like hold your nose open really, like, it says you get 39% more airflow or something, and I'm like, I don't know if this is 39%, but it's fantastic. Like, it's like a lot of, and it's actually helped me. I sleep a lot better with it. So yeah, it works good, and it actually helped me last night because I was kind of getting a little congested like this. I feel like I'm way worse tonight though. I can feel this going downhill quick, so that's no good. All right, but anyways, what else do I have over here? Checking which is the head node, checking all nodes up down status. So I have some stuff that I can do over here in my inventories. Nope, I think inventories are day 3. Does that sound right? Or are inventories day 1? Apparently I don't know where inventories are. Oh wow, yeah, Robodom, I just can't do it. I can't do a CPAP machine. I have too many old army friends that use a CPAP machine, and I'm like, man, I'll feel too much like an old man. And while I'm definitely an old man, I'm still a wrestler. I'm still like, if you guys are familiar with the Abraham Lincoln quote, I'm still the big buck of this lick. And anybody that wants to take a run at me, that's an old Abraham Lincoln quote. If you guys don't know, yeah, that sounds. Robodom, I'll tell you what though. I mean, try one of those things. See if it opens up your nose a little bit and get your breathing a lot better. Yeah, Quartz 1, I would start with that for Unit 2, yeah. Also, see what other resources other people had, because a lot of people had links and stuff. Look, that's one thing about a discussion, is there's nothing wrong with going and reading what everybody said before you, because what's the worst that can happen? You learn something? I am perfectly fine with you guys going in and looking at other people's comments and stuff like that. He's more man than machine. That's funny. Or more machine than man now. That's it went away. It was weird. It like had your comment and then it went away, but I see it now. It's Doominator. So all right. So let me show you guys some stuff that I'm doing over here, but I'll show you it in my home lab, right? So let me emphasize that everything I'm doing for you guys to see is in my home lab, right? So I'm going to pull up the putty here. And this is my home lab environment, right? I'm not showing you guys anything from work. I haven't popped any work stuff up on here. But let me show you guys something about Werewolf. So Werewolf's a cluster management tool. And you have these WWCTL commands, Werewolf control, right? Kind of like firewall control and all these other types of commands that are out there. Host name control. There's like a million controls. And they used to have a different one before this. I don't even know what it was because I didn't use Werewolf back then. But it's WWCTL now. And then there's like container. And then there's a bunch of things. So I could do a question mark right here, or dash help. And it'll give me, okay, there's completion and container and configure and gen help and kernel and node and overlay and profile. So I can see all of these things. So I can say WWCTL kernel list, right? I can see the kernels that are there. And I can do WWCTL container list, and I can see the containers that are there. WWCTL power list. I can see if there's any power commands. Oh man, that was not good, guys. That was not good at all. Oh, if I just turn into a faucet right now on stream, somebody make sure they clip it. I'll try to keep myself hydrated so I don't die on stream. All right. We'll see if we can make it through. Quartz, when you've been just doing the lab commands and haven't been going in there to read, that's fine. Look, I mean, it's like anything, right? Like, the reason I'm kind of throwing so many things at you guys in the course is some people like to watch videos and like to see people talk about stuff. Some guys like to read stuff. Some people just have to do hands-on. I know people who refuse to read. I think you're going to have a hard road engineering if you refuse to read. But I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm saying people will do that. And it's like, I'm just trying to give you guys a lot of different options. Do you just like to hang out in the Discord and talk to people in the discussion threads? Well, maybe that's where you pick stuff up, or just reading articles and stuff like that. Some people that don't like to read like reading articles, and you're like, I don't understand this, but or they can read little snippets, but they can't sit down and read like a book or something. So people have their little proclivities or whatever. But so you see all this stuff. Let's see if I can do a power status. I don't have an IPMI set up, so let's see if we can do a power status on Rocky 1. And see, I have no IPMI set up for him, so I would have to set an IPMI up for him. I would have to have an IPMI address available for him, which I don't, and then I would be able to connect into him. But suffice it to say that Rocky can control power of nodes as well. So, since I don't have any of that, we'll skip that. But over here, I can do, and this is kind of what I'm doing in my other screen. Let's say dash help again. I can do WWCTL node list. I can see all the nodes, and I can do container list. And container list should show me. It's weird that this one only shows the container name, because the one in my production environment shows me the containers, and then it shows me them mapped to all the nodes that have it. So there's other ways to see nodes though. So I can WWCTL container list, and then I can say Rocky 1 -A, and oops, maybe it's show. Sorry, it's no, it's the node list. I don't know what's wrong with me. And now I can see all of the things. By the way, I can open this up a little bit here. And I think, yeah, there we go. That's a little easier to look at. So now I can see what's going on with all of the configurations of these nodes. And program, man, I can't even. Programmer Matt, hopefully this stuff, Pro Gamer Matt, hopefully this stuff's useful to you. I can see all of the configurations for this node, right? And some of these were auto-populated, and some of them were generated on the fly as we kind of went. Programmer, yeah. I if you can't tell, Pro Gamer, I am not doing hot right now. Like my voice is going down, and apparently I'm having some kind of allergies or something. But what I'm showing you guys here is that you can see information about a node, and you can see how kernel arguments were given and all these kind of things. And this is the same information I'm going to be pulling out and putting in my training, because I want them to be able to look at a node and very quickly visualize kind of what's happening with that node. See, does it have SC Linux on? Does it have FIPS on? That would be right here in the configuration. What type of configuration does it have up here for the container that exists, or wherever they want to go from whatever type of values that were out there. So yeah, we're doing that. We're messing around with this right now. We're not working too hard. Important things to know is, what is the root of the file system? So root is init ramfs, or root right here is init ramfs. And the reason that's important is when I SSH to Rocky 1 and then I do a df-h, you'll see that everything here started and then got mounted as tempfs. So the main root of this file system is just a tempfs file system. So it came up as init ramfs originally, and then it switched over to tempfs as it came up. But this, so these nodes are there for you guys to use. If you guys haven't been in the Discord has a Linux Systems Administrator course that we're running through right now. I think we're on week 5 of 16 right now. Yeah, we're in week 5. And you guys can go in there and do all the work and get yourself a little certificate at the end that says you did it all. So that's one of those things for you guys to play with and think about and all that kind of stuff. So this is what I'm doing on my other screens. And in here, this is my home lab version of what I'm doing for work, right? I'm co-working right now. You might say, co-working on a Sunday night? Yeah, the wife's out of town, so I mean, what am I going to do? I can hang out downstairs with Ranger, but look at him. I'll probably just curl up on his other bed right there next to him, because I'm just, it's super comfortable downstairs. Don't let that dog ever look like he's not super comfortable. It's like 73. It might even be like 72 downstairs right now, so he's pretty comfortable. All right, so let me get this other one up in front of this for what I'm doing, and this other environment is it's got all kinds of stuff going on in it. So I'm gonna get, what else do I want to show in the switches? So I want to show the gateway switches. So the gateway switches are these two, which is gateway 1 and gateway 2. Hold on. New slide. We're going to call this gateway switches. I'll say connecting to gateway switches. All right. connecting to gateway switches are either of these names. So hey Ron Mucker, how's it going? We're just kind of co-working a little bit, and obviously not working super hard right now. And my voice is also super effed right now, it sounds like. But we carry on. So SSH over to this node. Alright. So, connect to those guys. Get that out of the way. Cancel that. And then show run. I don't really know what other services. I guess I could show. Yeah, I'll show that here in a little bit. Okay. What else do we got going on then tonight? We're kind of just in a holding pattern for all this stuff. I'd play Brotato if I thought anybody wanted to see Brotato, but let me pull this out of the way here. Go back to Ranger Cam and these other things. You guys can keep watching that stuff spin. See if any of my servers are doing anything fun. Let's see. This one also had show login statistics. Oh. Let's see. Show users. Wonder what is going on up here. System user. Grab user. All right. I think I might have the commands I want. So show the run, that. Show the login. Show users. There we go. Make that just a little more readable. All right. Let's go with that. connecting to the switches, and then showing users. To show Stig compliance. Scott user was added to show Stig compliance. They should probably get rid of the Scott user. Scott user was only added to show Stig compliance. So when you do Stigs, one of the tasks you will sometimes have in a Stig format. So when you're doing, secure technical implementation guidelines, one of the tasks that'll come up sometimes is people will go, well, prove to me so when it gets to like the logging section, it'll say, prove to me that when you did this thing did do it for the root and logged it, and didn't work for another user and logged it. So what you have to do is you have to have a log open, like tail-f on a log, and then you have to do the thing twice, once as a one user and it'll work, like as the root user, and then once as some bullshit user. So in my lab environment here in this system that I'm building, I had to do that to show. I had to show like this thing would work or whatever. So I'm gonna note in the training, Scott user was added to show this. You could go ahead and delete him if you need to. He was really just added to show that he has whatever privilege level different than the sysadmin. So there's like a sysadmin and a net admin privilege level by default, and then you could do a whole bunch of custom ones if you wanted as well. So that was kind of something we did, or I had to do to get past certain Stig compliances. So users and connections. So I think that's all good switch stuff for people if they're not familiar. I don't think I need to show them how to add users necessarily, because one of the nice things about, if you do anything with Cisco, this is one of the nice things about Cisco, is your running config is literally the commands. So they did this smart decision probably 30 plus years ago in their Internetwork operating system, their iOS. They said, if it's a command that you put in the command line, that's how we're going to store it in a config file. So if you've ever had like a backup of a switch file, and you did a show running config, and you dumped that out to a notepad, and then you took that same exact switch, you threw that switch away, you got an exact same switch in there and put it in there, connected the same way, and then you turn on, you rerun that, you go right into privilege exec mode and you rerun, copy and paste, it will be the exact same switch as the other one you were just on. Exact same config. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a nice way to do configuration management, because then when I show them the commands of my username and I say, you should probably delete my user, I guarantee someone's go, how do we do that? And I go, well, actually, it's just the command right there with the word no in front of it. And no username, Scott, password, whatever, role, whatever, will actually wipe my user. That's it. You just put a no in front of the command and it'll wipe it. Won't be in the config anymore. So that's a Cisco like networking thing. All right. Oh man, it's not going well for me over here, guys. Maybe, and I don't like taking meds. Like I don't really ever take. The wife's always mad at me for not taking like ibuprofen when I'm sore from wrestling or whatever. So, I'm not going to take anything like for my allergies. I'm just going to suck it up and drink a lot of water, and that's it. All right. So how many am I with? I'm up to 58 over here now, so I'm almost there. 56, 58 now. Robodom, you definitely sound like I need some rest. Yeah, well, so it's funny, Robodom, I tried to go take a nap a little while ago, but it was like if you ever tried to take a nap at like 6 o'clock at night, it's too late. It's too late to do. You can't, like, what are you gonna do? You can't like really get in bed at that time. So, I mean, unless you're just gonna sleep for the rest of the night. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to knock a few more of these out before I went, the way of rest. So, what else do I need to do? I got a whole bunch of activities for these guys to do, so they're going to be doing a whole bunch of lab things. Just, lab stuff. Yeah, no sleep till Linux. I like that. We actually had, there was a meme the other day that was on that, wasn't it? No sleep till Brooklyn. All right. I gotta do some Weka stuff. I gotta do some monitoring with Grafana and the metrics, how to use Rack Atom. I think I've shown them pretty well how to use Rack Atom. So that's an open, is that open source? I don't know if that's actually open source, but that's a tool for looking at IPMI connectivity for all that stuff. I gotta set those things. I need to set that one. I think that should be good. What Linux distro do you recommend for your Linux course? I do Rocky. I would do Rocky. First place would be Rocky. Second place would be Alma. And then, I guess if you wanted to do it in Red Hat, you could. I mean, those would be my three. You could probably get away with it on, if you were hard pressed, you could do it in an Ubuntu box on Killer Coda. But there's certain labs that you need to do in our course if you can. So, Super Nerd, you crashed a box on Killer Coda. I would just restart I would just refresh the browser and you'll get a new environment. Yeah, if you know you crashed the box, yeah, you're just gonna have to restart the environment. But the plus side, you just get a new environment with a brand new box. So, bad side is you have to redo the lab, but it's also good because you get to practice the lab more, right? I think Killer Coda is one of the best things on the internet, guys. Killer Coda set up on a VM. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, there's a few things that have come up that I think would be better to do in our environment, Killa. But I would tell you the first one would be the disk stuff. But you could do the disk stuff down in your own VM, so that's fine. You just got to add a few virtual disks. And then the other one is the scan that I want you to do this week. This week you're doing a scan of our environment to see. And just just do some network enumeration. See what's there. See what ports are open. You can see how you would do if you had to do a one-page report on this environment. What would you do? So, how would you do that? That's kind of my thoughts on that. So, all right. Starting at lesson 1.1. I'm behind, so I'm gonna try to cut. Yeah, Killa, you got time, right? We're only in week 5. You're gonna have a lot to do, and it's gonna feel like a lot, but hopefully it's good stuff, because this is what we just keep doing, is keep working through the labs. All right, let me get this away. That was this was us talking about certifications. There's IPv6 certs for free out there. This was us talking about the EICAR file, which is how you test to make sure that your antivirus is doing what it says it's doing. Obviously, any type of agile programming is funny jokes. The Higgs boson particle was hilarious. Build an arc. He just turns it off. Nothing but trouble. This was we were talking about doing a Quora assessment earlier, so I'll get that out of here. And then maybe we'll do some Killer Coda here in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to keep working on kind of what I was working on. So you're on fall break? Nice. Yeah. It's always good to I would also say look for jobs that are interesting to you, even if it's early on. Killer Coda or Killa, not Killer Coda. I'm losing it. Find jobs that are interesting to you and start to assess if you have those skills and how you would get those skills. People were looking at SpaceX, and people were looking at, like, when in some of those early posts, it was like, what kind of jobs are you looking for? So, and then you got to do your own gap analysis and figure out what you need. Super Nerd, I haven't used Cube Spray, however you say that, but I have heard of people using it. I haven't played with it at all, though. So, no, I have normal Kubernetes in my home lab, running some normal Kubernetes stuff, normal Kubernetes workloads. And I have more things to do with it, but I just don't have it all done yet. So, all right. So the DVD, so Killacoda, Killa. The DVD ISO is probably what you want. The boot ISO is typically just like a test environment. Both of them will install though, for the most part. Normally, I would do the DVD ISO for me because I'm normally building full servers. But the boot ISO would be if you just wanted to like test it out and play with it. I think both of them install though, but I think the boot ISO is going to do a minimal install. So, it's up to you. It depends on what you want to do. SARM is running and connected. I have all that. Verifying node health. That's all done. Strike through. SARM info. Oh man, I'm like I'm talking here and then I'm kind of like phasing out as I'm talking. Killa, Rocky has a desktop. Yeah. Yeah, I think the desktop is just the normal gnome one, so it's pretty vanilla. But yeah, could you get into Rocky and have a full on working desktop of some type? Yes, you could. Yeah. I don't run that in any of our stuff though. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Does Rocky have a desktop? Okay, good. Same command. This right here is all the people trying to log into my server and do ratchet shit, but they're not getting in. So that's all failures there. We don't see successful logins here because we'd have a lot of streamer one successful logins as people hop in. In fact, in our environment, I think we had a drop off earlier, but somebody probably logged off. But now we're back up to 21, so we probably have up to 10 other people. Maybe not quite 10 other people, but my logins tend to only take us to about 10. So we've got 21 total logins through my main jump box. So people are coming in and doing stuff in our environment, which is good. And if you said, hey, Scott, could you show me that? Yeah, we could just go here. Just pull our putty back up of our environment here. And we can go out. And very quickly, let's think of the easiest way to show this. I could probably just say... let's try this. Let's say... SSH to Rocky 1. We'll just test real quick because my brain's not working right. So we'll just test something real quick. We'll say W, and W shows two things, but who shows only one. So I'm gonna exit out of this box. What did I miss? Hey, thanks for the Prime, Tuki the Gambler. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. No more commercials for you, so that's good. Let me show you guys this real quick. I'm gonna cheese it because I'm lazy right now and I don't want to run the Ansible. And I'm gonna say for I in backtick sequence 1 to 19. Right? That's just a cheap little quick run. And I'm gonna say echo I am checking Rocky $I, and then I'm gonna say done. Boom. Whoops. You gotta say do. Oh man, my nose is completely shut right now. So that's how I would do the start. And then now here, I can do anything I want between that do and the done. What I want to do is SSH to Rocky $I and just do a W. And when I did a who, oh man. Oh. Word count -L. That will, doesn't matter where that is. Oh, man. Oh, man. My wife makes fun of me for my sneezes. She said that I sneeze really loud. Thank you. I'm not Dr. Tanis yet. I'll be Dr. Tanis in a couple of years. I got a couple more years of research on my doctorate. So, what do I got here? I got a bunch of I'm checking. I've got Rocky 10 we need to go look at because there's something wrong with him. And then I got some ones. So let's go to like SSH to Rocky 3 and do a W. And I see somebody else is connected. So that's good. So anyone, when there was a 0, that was just because it wasn't actually connecting to a terminal. So there was nobody on it. But where there's a 1, it was. So what I could do is I could do this a little different. I could say exit. I can do this, and I can do WC who-L, and then I could say, well, that's not going to quite work. That's fine. That's fine. We've done enough. The point is we can see users logged in. But let's go check out why that one node's down. Let's go. So I could try to log into them again, but I already know I'm not going to be able to connect. Rocky 10 did not allow us to connect. So what's wrong with that box? Oh, it's out of memory killer. So if the out of memory killer is running on him, the easiest thing to do is just go ahead and kick him over. So we'll just reboot him. And then he should come up just fine. Yeah, thanks for the bless yous for the sneezing. Oh man, my nose is just not doing great. So yeah, my nose. I just realized it's completely shut down. Robodown, I think you can SSH across. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I set it up like that. So if I go to like a 3. I should be able to like go to Rocky 4, I think. Nah, maybe I didn't set that up for you guys. No, so I guess you can't. Which I guess makes sense too, because I have it kind of set where you guys don't have. Yeah, it's probably more of a. I just never set that up, and that's not how cluster operations normally work in a system like that. We normally don't let. I mean, you can do that. One of my bosses was my main boss Don was telling us all the other day. He's like, just put the keys everywhere. Just let everything jump everywhere. Who cares? And we're like, well, all right. So we did it for him, but it's not always like that. Yeah, Robodom. I think I have that set to not. Oh wow. You just find a Lake Champlain on your desk. Oh man, that was not good. I should probably go wash my hands off, but it was like just a lake on my desk. All right. So in this environment, yeah, we have that. Let's check that node. Oh, that's funny. I'm so used to being over here and just clicking on this that I didn't realize that when I pulled up and rebooted Rocky 10, you guys couldn't see it because I'm used to just showing you guys this screen on the right, and right now I'm just kind of showing you guys this other display over here. So. Also, hold on a second. Oh, there it is. Okay. I wasn't seeing the difference between the two chats, but okay, it looks better now. So, all right. So that node's coming up. So we'll SSH to Rocky 10 again, and he's probably got about 10 more seconds or so. We'll go jump in that box. Some users trying to get in the box right now is Marco. I just saw it pop up. 1308. No, that's not right. Are those old? Wait a minute. Is this not refreshing? It is refreshing. We just weren't at the top? Where were we? Vagrant. Okay, that one did just pop up though. Yeah, in the last 2 minutes. Okay. Alright, that should be coming up right now, though. Rocky 10. Hmm. We're sitting for a long time on that SE Linux. We'll just ping him till he comes up because he's sitting right now. Oh, there he is. He's coming back. He was sitting on his SE Linux, so I think he was doing some kind of thing with the relay. But there's a few nodes that take a little longer than I expect to come up. So there he is. Oh, that's weird. Yes. Oh, so that's funny. He's up. Hold on. He's up, but he hasn't had the overlay pushed to him for the first time. So give him a second. No. Oh, I'm on Rocky 3. Good God. You guys got to stop me sometimes. Rocky 10. There he is. He's up. All right, so Rocky 10's back up. He's back in the fold. You don't want to log into all that and then have the node not work. That would be annoying. All right. All right. So, what else do we got? Oh, let's get that out of here. Let's turn our putty. Let's get putty off so you guys can watch Ranger Cam. And you guys know we got a Discord. You guys can go hang out in Discord anytime you want. There's people down there right now studying and working on stuff, so you guys can hang out down there. There are also just all kinds of stuff going on. Looks like security's got something going on in there. What's going on in here? Free Civ. Oh, man. I remember the original Civ back in like 94, 93. We were playing the original Civ on one of my buddy's computers when we were kids. So, yeah, I remember all that. Fair amount of fun stuff going on the server. You can talk trash to the bot if you want. The bot deserves it, so do whatever you want to him. I need to get just a few more of these done so that I can feel pretty good about kind of just shutting this down for the day. And then I'll hit it back tomorrow with kind of fresh eyes, let's say. My last things I need to do for right now to make myself happy will be to go to the second training and go into, I think this is all the werewolf stuff. Yeah, this is all the werewolf stuff. And I have a couple of things that I want to do. One is I need to redraw something. So let's clean this whole environment up. Control A, delete. Come down here. And let's stop this thing from spinning. You guys can see that screen, right? Okay. And let's try the little AI thing. Let's say werewolf, one big werewolf server. Inside of that server are the DHCP, TFTP, werewolf, and NFS services. They are connected to one node. Let's see. I want to see what this looks like. Quartz, how's that been going for you? I'm kind of curious what this is going to generate here. Okay, that is not what I want. One big werewolf server with services. This may be very limited to generating like a hierarchy like this of like the same type it always is. So this, yeah. I mean, I like what they're trying to do. Let's see if we can generate something else. Yeah. And that's better than a kick in the pants, I guess. But let's modify this a little bit. I want this to look differently. So this will be in this environment. Oh, let's back this up, move this over here. This is going to be bigger. What the fuck? Can I not grab the edges of this thing? What the hell? All right, well, that's annoying. I guess we're doing. Hold on, I don't have the little thing to say we're doing it live, right? But this is what we're gonna draw right here. So we're gonna draw a werewolf. 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 Spelled wrong every time. Server. Right? This is our werewolf server. What? Are you kidding me? I don't fucking care. And inside of him are the services of services. The services of DHCP. It's got to be one of the most annoying things I think I've ever dealt with right there. All right, there's our DHCP. Dynamic host configuration protocol, right? For people that aren't so familiar with it. Control C, Control V, and we'll make this next one TFTP. And we will make that fit. All right, that's annoying. You say, why can't you change it? Well, because it won't become text and then change the size. Really? That's also fucking annoying. All right, we're gonna do it live. Doing it live. Okay. TFTP. That's the next one. Again, whose fucking idea was that to do that with text? So weird. Alright, screw it. We're not going to worry about that. Next one is Werewolf D. That's the Werewolf Damon. And Blazebits, how's it going, man? I wish I could say that I am able to talk a whole bunch, but I really can't. Not well right now. And then we are running NFS in our environment, so we're not going to say NFS optional. We are feeding NFS out in this environment to a few different things. God damn it. Alright, well, get the fuck out of there if you're not going to let me make you bigger. Alright, can I grab the damn... That's absolutely maddening. Whose fucking idea was it to change? They've broken a functionality that was here. They're gonna make me lose my mind. They're gonna make me legitimately lose my mind on everybody. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Thanks for coming in on the raid, guys. You probably think I'm insane, and I am. But can I show you guys something cool since you're here? Excalidraw is a free drawing tool. It's also open source, so you can run it on your own. And when it's not being stupid, they added a really cool new functionality. Let me show you guys this. You could come in here, and let's say you want to do some type of a diagram, but you don't really know what you want it to look like. Like, you're saying, okay, I want to do, my red team attacks on these vectors. You know, we're just making stuff up. Red team attacks on these vectors. We do pen testing, DAST, and SAST. Right? This is pen testing. You don't really do the SAST side on the red team, but let's just say, and it'll generate for us what I thought, what it thinks. Whoa, what the heck is that? What it thinks we were trying to do. So I'm going to insert that down here. And I can come in here and it says, okay, here's our red team, here's our testing methods, and then they actually added Pen testing is manual and automated. Look at all these things it added for me. So now if I had a diagram of what I wanted to do as a red team guy, this could be the start of my little diagram. And again, it's not perfect, but it's better than starting from a blank page. So this is a free tool. I mean, Excalidraw can be both run locally. You can run Excalidraw on VS Code as well. But now you've got this little start of a diagram that you wanted to explain to your team, and then maybe you say, okay, this person's going to be responsible for this, so you start adding to it. But the point is, this thing will generate some pretty cool stuff for you. And then, again, you can just delete it if it's in your way, because I am actually drawing something here. So I wanted to get, some of this stuff kind of sussed out for myself here. So now from here, we're going to have a node come up, right? So this node, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Bobby Mac, hopefully that stuff's useful to you. Yeah, Excalidraw is already a great little tool. I mean, look, I didn't even show you guys this, but you can come over here and, or as you go to draw something, let's say, you'll get this little thing on the left side here. And it can be like, well, hey, I kind of want to be a little more sloppy. I want this to look almost like I drew it by hand. And then you can change up how you're like, or you're like, hey, this got to be real like clean. And it'll switch over to like a more clean, how you want the lines to look. Obviously, there's colors. You can look at it in light or dark mode. I like to look at it in dark mode, but you don't have to do that. And I do like this tool though. So it's a good tool for drawing stuff. And then if you guys want to see something real cool, watch this. I'll just go here and I'll start a session, and I'm gonna link this to you guys. People on Twitch, you're gonna have to copy that and paste it into your browser. But now you guys can drop in here with me right now, and you guys can be in my session with me drawing on the same one as me. So it's kind of a nice little collaborative tool. I've used this well in like dashboarding projects with people where we were all over the country, all over the US working on something, and we're like, well, what do we want to show our team, and what do we want to show the security operations team, and what do we want to show the other people? Yeah, you guys can just start dragging and moving around stuff right here, right there, right? And I can control C it, and then if you modify it, it doesn't matter to me, because I can save the version I'm on right now to my system, and then I don't need to worry about what anybody else did to this. And now that you guys have connected to it, if I disconnect it right now and I say, okay, I'm tired of everybody else messing with me, right? I'm all done. What'll happen is this will be my version, but you guys can still go in that other version and collaborate. I'm pretty sure. If you can't, you at least have your copy, which I think is really cool. So it's a nice little tool. So this is some node. So let's say compute node, or let's say stateless. In our environment, we have stateless nodes. That's a pretty common thing. Again, I don't know why they changed that, but all right, some stateless node. And I'm gonna put this in here because it might be a little easier to see than what's happening. But when a stateless node comes up with a werewolf server, he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't have a stateful disk image on him. Another way to put that is when a server does a power on self test and walks its BIOS, configured in the BIOS will be the order of boot, right? And you'll almost always have disk first for a lot of things. Sometimes you'll have USB before that if you allow USB connections in. Sometimes you have ISO mounts from other places and stuff. But then one of the types of boots is a network boot, right? And that's typically is a Pixie boot. Well, what happens is a server comes up and he doesn't know who he is on the network, so he needs DHCP. So the first thing that happens is a node will broadcast. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to drag this up like this. Oh, that's going to bug me too. And he is going to broadcast a DHCP request. Oh man, they are making this way more difficult than it has to be. All right. This also should be technically an arrow, but oh god, look at that. So it's all It's like the mouse isn't directly aligned over what I'm doing. But all right. All right. Let's see if I can get this thing to fucking play nice. Get out of here. Go back. Something has like shifted my pointer like a few inches to the left or something. All right. So the first thing that happens is the node broadcasts DHCP request. That happens, and the only one DHCP server, there should only ever be, DHCP servers are like the Highlander. There can only ever be one of them. You can only ever have one DHCP on an environment. If you ever have more than one, you're just asking for problems, because it would be like if somebody was allocating houses in your neighborhood and two people were allocating houses and two of you tried to move into the same house, you'd probably have some kind of problems. So you can't really get away with that. So let me find this. So the thing that gets sent back from that broadcast is, nope. It's going to be prohibitively difficult to do. Let's grab this, Control C, Control V, and we're going to turn this thing around. In the words of, God damn. In the words of, what was his name? Wonderful Life. Turn this thing around. This is going to come. This is going to come over here. Right? And we'll go ahead and draw. Just way too difficult. Way more, way more difficult than this has to be. All right. So, IP address information sent. So the node figures out who he is via this kind of little process right here. This is always true. All right, and that's sent back that way. That's fine. Most developers do make something simple more difficult. Yeah, I don't know why this has changed. Like this was working fine a few versions back, and I don't care enough about it to change this any. I might fix that arrow, but now from this, the server knows who he is now, and he's going to go register and grab from TFTP, and he's going to get sent over all the iPixie information. So he's going to pull that from TFTP, right? So that is also going to get sent TFTP to this guy, and that's going to send iPixie information, right? So iPixie information is going to go. That was super annoying. All right, iPixie information sent over there. Good. I don't care that much. All the rest of the stuff gets sent over after from the werewolf daemon. So the werewolf daemon is also operating on port rest of OS container and overlay, right? That's the rest of what we're sending over there. There we go. That's good enough. Good enough for government work, guys. I'm just kidding. I say that often, but sometimes government work has to be more precise, and it's kind of funny to me. Actually, often my government work has to be more precise than others. I wouldn't say training ever has to be so precise, though. But I just don't want it to look. I want it to look too bad. Oh, that's wonderful. That's what I wanted. All right. That's fucking wonderful. All right, come on, give me the little hand again. It's weird because again, I can't click directly on it. You guys might go, why aren't you clicking directly on it? I don't know why this thing's offset, 4 inches to the right, but it is. All right, overlay, container, rest of operating system, container, and overlay. All right. So this is the general, Excalibur is awesome. Prompt piece is huge. I wish my boss would first. This is free. Excalibur is free, man. You don't need to pay anything for it. Yeah, Robodom, appreciate you coming by. They're making you work on a holiday, Robodom? You gotta work on a holiday? Is it? I guess you do some stuff that's kind of important, so that's probably fair. I'm off tomorrow, but I'm just trying to get a lot of this stuff done because I just want this to. I just kind of want to be done with some of this. Yeah, healthcare, yeah. That'll do it. And then I'm going to have one more thing here that's going to kind of come from this. So let's grab that and go NFS. And then this is mounting. Home directory, so mount home, and actually I got to check in my environment. I don't even know what we do mount. I probably should check that. Become root. And then SSH toolbox. And then df-h to see my NFS. And in my case, we don't have. So I'll go back to the source. NFS is enabled. We do have these things available, but they are not. It's interesting. NFS. Mount home and How often do I coffee up? I don't drink any coffee, but I do use Monster. I do drink Monster, which I might drink one more tonight, just depending on how late I want to stay up. It is already 10 o'clock here, so I might not do another one. But I don't have to work tomorrow, so I guess could hang out later if I wanted to. Mount NFS home and mount home, but we don't mount that this way in this cluster, so I'm just gonna put is so unused in this cluster, but I'm still gonna show that it's there because it's there to be used, but we don't have it set up in this cluster because we mount home a different way. So this is one of those things where it's kind of like, you know, I guess there's an airbag in your car, but you hope to never actually find out if it's there or not, right? You hope it's there, but you hope to never find out it's actually there, right? Same kind of thing. Like NFS is not used in this cluster. So I'm gonna put this stuff down here as, so this is actually just replacing one image that I wanted to get rid of. Actually, I'll leave the image in for now, but I'm going to make a new slide and add this in instead. So let me grab this here, put this over here, werewolf server, edit copy. And then I'm basically going to walk through in the server mode how all of these things work. Yeah, oh yeah, I got a lot more crap to add over here. And that one's up to 30 slides, so that's good. That gets me one closer to being done with stuff, right? 30 slides. Okay, so get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. I might fix that one line, because that one line doesn't bug me really that much. America, what you're probably trying to say, hey, what are you doing? I'm not really doing much anything right now. I'm just kind of hanging out, and I was building a little werewolf thing, but I'll probably add more to it. We're just kind of, I'm doing like a co-working thing tonight where I'm not exactly working super hard, but I'm just kind of working on stuff for my company, and I can't show you guys what I'm building, right? Because it's training for a government customer. There's sensitive information in there, but I do have other stuff going on that hopefully, if you guys want to talk about or find interesting. Earlier when I was hanging out, somebody was asking about labs, so we did one of the Killer Coda labs and just did some Linux stuff and got our hands on the keyboard, right? Like, I mean, this is what we do. That and leak water out of our face all night, because apparently I've got some kind of allergies or something going on. When I got off screen earlier, Killa, you said you're having issues with installing this Linux distro. The whole screen disappeared. What part of the install were you on? Also, depending on where you're at, this is a little trick that's useful if you build. As a guy who's built many thousands of servers, and if you include all my automated processes, it's in the hundreds of thousands. But for a guy who's built by hand many servers over my career, let me tell you that if things go to like a dark, so in a Linux terminal, when you're at a physical, I imagine you're at a physical, or you may be building in a virtual machine, you have your different F keys. You have different physical terminals on that box. So if you do like Control F1, Control F2, you can switch between those, and you may be able to send those into a virtual environment. And well, yeah, Marataya, you're probably right, man, because like that stuff's not good for me for sure. Yeah, Killy, you can send it on Discord. If you would send it in our like home lab chat or something and say, hey, I was installing this. That's better than sending stuff directly to me. I prefer if you do stuff out where people can see it, because somebody else might have seen that same thing as you. So that's just my thoughts on it. I think that's better. Also, something keeps happening weird to my oh, what's going on there? Excuse me. Man, I am going downhill fast tonight. Also, cold water is apparently bugging my throat, so that's no good either. Okay, just post in there. Let me check. Hold on. We can look at Discord on stream. I can show that. Let me pull up Discord. So Discord's up now. Let's go look. Let's all. You don't mind if everybody looks at it, Killa? I mean, you put it in Discord, so it's always there. Bogan Bits, I don't, but were you around earlier when I was showing where you can go for that? Do you know there's a cert you can get an IPv6 that's free? If you want a good cert, I'll show it to you. Hold on. Tap. Oh, that looks like. I mean, that I've never seen anything like that. That looks like there's something wrong with your installer. Yeah, hold on. So it's right here. It's a free IPv6 certification that you could go and do if you wanted to. Make sure that's it. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Killa, I would download it and then I would compare it with the MD5 sum and make sure that it's good. Because wherever you're, or it probably is an MD5 sum, it's probably a SHA 256 sum nowadays. But you should have one of those from wherever you're downloading it. And you can compare it. So, but Bogan, when some of our guys did that before, and I don't know if they still like this, I'm pretty sure it's not, they used to give you a free shirt. So when you passed that cert, they gave you a free cert with it. So, you got the cert and then you got a free shirt. I don't know what's going on with my brain. I think everything's shutting down, guys. I think I'm just going to slowly just fall back in my chair and be done. All right. Yeah, I've never seen an error like that before either. That looks like some kind of corruption somewhere. It's not what I'm used to seeing there. And that's in the Anaconda installer, and that is probably where you're trying to pick the language. Yeah, and that's not. Yeah, that's corrupted in some way. Perhaps it's a hypervisor resizing bugging out. Yeah, because here's the other thing is it's very rare that you would have like something wrong, but you would still have like the installer run. Typically, like it would just be the whole thing would be busted. So yeah, that could also be it. Yeah, if you were resizing things, I would maybe try to even do it in some other type of system. But yeah, if the question is, hold on a second real quick. If the question is that we were to pull up Putty here, and you were to say, how would you check the SHA 256 sum, what you would do is you would come to your node here, right? I think you guys can see this. And let's just say, let's go over here. Let's go all the way. So here's my host box. What? Oh, I'm not root. That happens. So here's my ISOs, right, in my home environment. And if I do like a SHA 256 values, here's the values of all of them that I expect. And you could have downloaded these values at any time. But let's just say that I then on this box say, well, I want to make sure that this Rocky 8.4 ISO that I have still matches that. I would say SHA 256. And then I would say that Rocky thing right there. And this may take a few seconds. Wait. What? Oh, I must have cleared some of these up. Yeah, I've cleared some of these up since then. So let's do one of the Kali ones. Kali Linux 2019. Okay, I still have that. So we'll do this SHA sum, and it should match this right here. D9BC23, whatever, right? We should have a match to that. So, Killa, if you're asking how you would check the SHA 256 sum that you download, you would get it as you do the download. There's probably something around there somewhere on the page that says, hey, and also this is the SHA 256 sum. This is the hash of what you want. And then you would download it, and then you would compare it to that hash by this process right here, and you would see that it's the exact same. Here and here are the exact same. So no bits have moved between the time I originally downloaded this and checked that and right now. Nothing's changed. And that should be true for all of these other, well, except for the ones I deleted, right? Like Rocky 8.4 is not up there anymore. I must have deleted them at some point. But Rocky 8.10 and Rocky 9.4 are there, right? Because I was building Rocky 9.4 in the environment. So, yeah, so you have that kind of option or whatever to mess with. All right, let's get that out of the way. Go back there. I am back to this. And what was I checking? Oh, so the build process. And specifically, I was looking on the werewolf tool for how I would check. Um, oh, setting a container image. So that's a good one. So perhaps yeah, that's possible. Definitely possible. All right, man, guys, I might be having to drop off here soon because I am like, I am going full shutdown mode over here on my allergies or whatever this is. But look, if this stuff's useful, make sure you guys are in the Discord. Make sure you guys are hanging out with other engineers that are doing stuff similar to what you guys like doing. You know, I'm not here to. Very clearly, I'm not here to entertain you guys. I'm trying to get most of you into doing this stuff professionally. Although tonight was more of us just kind of messing around. We weren't. When I say messing around, I was doing stuff for work, but I wasn't like directly teaching anything. We do have a course running right now, and there's a bunch of Linux systems administration stuff out there for you guys to work on if that's like an interesting thing to you or whatever. So, all right, I'm gonna probably let's find somebody to raid. I think I've been on long enough. We can find somebody to raid. We'll go to our little end of stream thing here, and yeah, Treeby, you're more than welcome to hang out as long as you want too. You know, I think some of the stuff that's been happening in the Discord lately, where people have been like going and working together and like doing stuff and studying, I think that's some of the best stuff that's happened in the time that we've been around. So I really do kind of like that. So, man, I don't see anybody to raid again. Oh, there's an AI debate. Nah, that'll just piss people off. We don't need to go there. Yeah, I think I'm fine. It's just allergies, and it's just kind of getting me. Let's see if I can find. I don't see anybody that I'm following on right now, so I'm gonna make you guys a deal. I'll drop off here, but tomorrow I promise we'll raid over somewhere, drink water or beer. Yeah, I don't drink any beer. You know, I'm a teetotaler. I'm one of those guys, and it's only because I just don't have time to drink anymore. So I work too much, and I stream too much, and I teach too much. So here's what we'll do. We'll drop off of here, and I will see some of you guys tomorrow. But I do appreciate you coming by, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.